Okay, so I'd like to finish this thing up. Again, I don't know if you can actually bring different bikes here. You couldn't back in the prior title, so if I'm correct, then there's not really any point in trying to just bring back a faster bike and finishing it more easily that way. As long as I can get each jump on the first try, I don't feel too far off from getting gold here. Although figuring out a reasonable route is a little awkward too. Still. Also not flying over this thing by accident. Go. What? What went wrong? I dared be at an angle, I guess. Come on now. I got that little awkward jump around here, right? Oh, there's this, but then where's the jump? Please. Jump is right here. Dude, come on. Why is it turning so weird here? I feel like part of it is just the camera makes it feel weird. Oh yeah, it's not on the jump, it's just on either side of it, and then there's the red one that's on the jump. I don't know if taking half my time on just the green is good. Okay, I'll fly over that, please. It does feel like I'm supposed to go with in the order of the arrows on the track here, because again, the bumps that you have to hit the red targets are not symmetrical. Although you, right here, would be good to get if possible. There's a big if. It's also really hard to not hit jumps really quickly. I feel like I'm even more sensitive to falling over at random points than I used to be. Not that I really think it was wrong that I fell there, but still. The game seems kind of really eager to make me fall off the bike now. So I probably ought to grab this one anyhow. Okay, which is the correct side to approach this from? I need to hit these in the right order. Guess this is practice at this point, but still. If you can do this consistently, that'll make things a lot easier. The big part of it is just preloading as late as you can, of course, but still. Yeah, so you just kind of do a little loop around here. In the correct direction. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. It feels like you basically can just do 2 laps of this whole thing to grab all the targets. I think it's roughly designed that way, where a lap has to be interpreted its own literally since there are lots of intersections and so on, but still. There's no reason not to just cut the corner. Or what, barely. And here, is there anything to pick up if I just keep following the course, or am I wasting time here? Oh. Come on, don't do this again. and then on the other side of the jump is the last one. And again, I'd rather start just like picking up the red one immediately behind me here. Maybe not that energetically on that jump, but let's not jump over this thing this time. Okay. Let's go for the other end of the loop. Just gotta figure out the route. Okay, and then from here, we can... Yeah, I did take the long way around there, I didn't need to do that, whoops. I get a little faked out about by that one red one that's really close, but you're on the wrong side of it. So as long as we do everything on the first try here, I think we're fine. Oh boy, barely. And we are good. Very good. No fancy bike this time. Okay, so that's so-called light. What is not light? I guess bicycles just aren't a thing anymore. Maybe they just spread out the mechanics across the different vehicles now, since there are 3 times as many. Oh, we have multiple levels for each. Oh wait, the ATV and okay, the ATV and bike are light vehicles. Oh. Interesting, so it's just light training, you can use either of the two. Interesting, so these are basically interchangeable? I guess I'll try with the bike at some point. Wasn't there another series similar... Whoa, hold on, I didn't press that. Wasn't there another series similar to this one that had both bikes and ATVs on it? I thought so. Also, apologies for accidentally selecting this, except for the fact that I didn't do that, but my controller likes to do those things sometimes. Okay, I'll just cut to the heavy training. You know what? No, give me a second. Let me just move around a little bit. I'm not gonna go for gold or anything. I just want to try and move around on this thing. So do we have all the same tricks and whatnot? If they made these two sorts of things totally interchangeable, maybe that's why. Yeah, maybe that's why they got rid of the bicycles. Yeah, I have to see how these things feel different. The light ATV and the even lighter bike, I guess is the idea here. I don't know if one tends to be faster than the other or something. I guess we'll just have to get an idea over time. Oh boy. Okay, so if you turning just, yeah, if you turn just a little bit, basically, you end up putting your foot down and it slows you way down. So you need to turn really gently, I guess. It's kind of weird. Otherwise, of course, you can fairly cleanly weave between things this way, which is kind of cool. Sorry. Oh, cool. That made sense. What happened? Why? Yeah, I feel unusually fragile in this game compared to its predecessor. But let's see what we can manage. Yeah, the way that you suddenly have a threshold you hit where you slow way down as you turn is very strange. I guess the same thing happens to the ATV as well, but you start turning extremely hard. You start just kind of pivoting, and then the same thing happens with the ATV. I guess the same thing kind of happens here, but I feel like I rotate faster on the ATV, I slide more, it feels like. Wait, wasn't there supposed to... I missed Great. Oh, see? Yeah, see here? That must have been a bug where the pause menu was the wrong one. That's weird. Anyways, I got a gentle feel for that. The idea seems to be that it's just interchangeable with the other kind of bike. That's odd to me, but okay. Anyhow. So what's this thing like? I'm bummed out I didn't get a nice new bike or anything for completing that with all gold though, like in the prior game. It was awesome getting a really good bike to start off the game compared to what you normally started with. Okay, so this is analogous stuff, I guess. Yeah, this is directly analogous, okay. Okay, I stopped too slow, I guess. I got a far cam as well. Probably stick with that. Come on! Splitting hairs here. I feel like I demonstrated an understanding of what I'm supposed to be doing here. But it is worth realizing, I guess, just how heavy things are here. They are very heavy. Okay, we still got clutch. Yeah, we've definitely got some analogs between these different things. Do we still have the same issue where on these particular turns it makes no turn to actually use the thing, though? Oh boy, okay, you start sliding pretty quick. That was not on purpose. That's apparently a stunt of some sort, but... yeah, I still think it makes sense to pull off the clutch there, but sure, whatever. Also, nice level of detail, guys. Very, slow to react. And even without using the clutch, I was already sliding. Saying I need more of that felt kind of silly. Okay, so I need to pointlessly use the clutch and also complete this quickly. Those two things work against each other. I'll just take this turn really wide, I guess. Ah, come on now. Come on now. I'm basically just trying to just like tap it really lightly inside each of these. Because I don't actually want to use the... oh, come on now. You saw how much I was sliding. I was pressing the button. One weird thing is, it feels like you can't really tell when you're actually doing a so-called clutch turn in this game compared to the predecessor. There's some very specific haptic feedback you got in the prior game when you initiate a slide that this game just doesn't have. Well, more in the sense that you get that feeling whether or not you actually activate the power slide, so in that sense I can't tell if I'm actually starting or not. I really hate that they actually give you a tutorial where they tell you to do this when it's exactly the wrong thing to do. Yeah, I noticed the accelerator brake are X and square, thank you. And it's same with steering. You can't that was literally the first thing you taught me. Go for solid, don't hit kicks. Okay, fair enough. Truth be told, I kind of wonder if it would make sense to go first person for this. Ow. Oh, I'm stuck here now. That's not a very useful respawn, guys. It's weird. Is there not a button for respawning anymore? Do you just have to go into the pause menu? Because that's very strange if so, I feel like. And I feel like perhaps once I get a better feel for how this thing slides and so on, it might be a good idea to use first person for Solemn, but prior to that, maybe not. Oh, I messed another turn there. I went into the finish line backwards. We do get a penalty for hitting gates, I guess, as is usually the case for Slalom. It's really easy to not hit these gates despite being in first person. You'd think I'd have more awareness of where parts of me are. But anyways. Okay, so does that just mean, like, get air? There's no preload. This just means, okay, within 1 minute, be in the air. So, well, the way that I'm landing on these, I'm getting less airtime by landing on these ramps is feeling kind of bad for my airtime score, if I could be honest. I feel like the thing to do for airtime is to jump off of these things. Oh yeah, there we go. Now, it's weird. Once I actually touch a thing, I'm suddenly very, very light. Okay. Let's see if we can, just from the very beginning, go get air in more effective places. So I guess that's a new way of looking at the world, having to find places where you can actually get a whole lot of air. Specifically going up to this thing like this seems it's probably kind of good. I could be wrong. I don't know how much of a running start it's good to have. Like, I don't know if I should be running up into the opposite direction of the loop, for instance, because I get a lot of speed if I do that. Yeah, well, can't cash in my airtime if I never land. You gotta learn the strategies here. Is you don't have to be moving fast or anything, you just need to float in the air for a little bit. Not bad. So I feel like doing stuff like this kind of makes sense. I'm not on track for 7,000 rated, but still, I feel like my heart's in the right place. So do stuff like that, essentially. I feel like if I basically just immediately turn around and just go back and forth on this jump. The whole airtime concept does feel kind of exploitable. It feels like the way that gets you the most points is probably not the thing that is most entertaining to do. Of course not. Being stuck on every turn is also probably pretty important. Also, perhaps save myself a... Nah, that wasn't very efficient. Make how much air on that. I was wondering if I could save myself a bit of time by going around that way instead of just immediately turning around. Man, it was on my speed line. I just get stuck in place like that. Almost 7,000 this time. Only almost. Only almost, but that was close. I feel like I have the right idea, more or less, now. I don't know if there's something I should know to get myself to, like, not oversteer a whole bunch and so on. Because you get stuck in this position where you're kind of oversteering and you're just very, very slowly turning around. don't know if I need to be light on the gas to make that not happen, or what. It feels like there's, if I am sufficiently deliberate how I steer, I feel like it's possible to make that not happen. That was good. Yeah, so driving the buggy effectively might take a little bit of care to make, yeah, this thing that just happened not happen. Ah, come on, I didn't get to cash it in. I wish you'd at least immediately cashed in the air you had. Nope. Felt like I was starting to turn off well, and then I didn't. Feels like if I can do exactly what I did, but just a little bit faster, I'll be good. See, that time I didn't spend forever just trying to start turning. See there, you didn't hear my engine struggling to do anything while I tried to turn that time. If you try to turn too aggressively, it feels like your engine just is revving like crazy while you're stuck over steering in this really awkward fashion. Just catch in your landing. There you go. Very good. Slide left and right for a combo. Okay. So are we gonna do this like Mario Kart drifting style? Like, it's not really Mario Kart, it's really just any sort of kart game, where you just try to drift a whole bunch on straightaways, or is it going to be a bit more interesting than that? Feels like you have to slide quite a lot for it to actually start counting. I don't know. Yeah, no, you can absolutely chain slides. Oh, but it's only a 2x multiplier if you get both sides. Okay, so it's not actually like you can chain a whole bunch of slides together in a huge combo for it. Okay, so you actually do want to try to go for some... Okay. So you don't want to go... So my thought is to go for a big slide, like going around these big turns, for instance. Slide one going up to that. Maybe not. See if I can go for a big slide here. And then also double that. There you go. Oh, I'm trying to do that, but sure, why not? Alright, I didn't manage to... It can be a little tricky sing off a slide in one direction after doing another, it feels like, but that was good. But I lost a lot of the points I could have gone there because I didn't manage to double it. Yeah, it feels like you can get like 10,000 on each of these turns. Because that's me sliding too hard. Okay. So it feels like what I ought to do is slide around most of the turn, but not too much, because I want to slide in the opposite direction out of it to double my sliding. Unless I manage to... Nah, I should come into this with some speed too, so I can hold up this line. So... that. And you can do roughly 3 turns. If you handle it more gracefully than I just did, you get 10,000, I guess. That's probably how you get gold. Very gentle slide there, very good. Yeah, so you can do each slide better than this, it feels like, but that's the idea. So you just do each slide sufficiently well after having set up what I've done here. Yeah, like that, basically. So you can do 3. It's just if you manage to get 10,000 each one. Yeah, so I'll finish this up here, and then we'll do the race next time. Just need to do slightly better on each slide here. I think we'll have it. Oh, that wasn't the greatest there. No, that wasn't very good. Whoops. Oh, okay. You got the idea now. Just need to pull it off. Didn't really manage to initiate that time. Starting the slide can be a little tough. The game, there's a particular threshold you have to pass for the game to call it a slide. This is audio slide. Man, they didn't put up many songs, did they? I thought it was them, but I didn't see the title. Of course, it's not like this is only band you've heard the singer, and so it's also hard to tell. Still. Okay. That one's only 8,000, but if we can bring up the average of the other ones, then that's fine. I have a bit of a harder time, it feels like, on the first time. Oh, whoops, I should not have... Yeah, just completely wasted all my speed there. And you need to start sliding in the other direction before that happens. How many games have I played with Diplo in them? SSX on Tour is the other big one I'm thinking of, which I still don't really ever plan on playing a playthrough of on here. Okay, that very barely managed to chain that. Yeah, you don't want to turn too hard, because then that happens. Whoops, you don't have 10,000 anymore. You turn too hard and you stop moving. You're just pivoting in place, and that's not called a slide anymore. Yeah, you can keep a slide going a really long time if... Darn. You keep a slide going a really long time if you just keep gently sliding to the side. You have to cross a really big threshold for it to start counting a slide, but it's... You have a lot of wiggle room before it stops counting the slide, it feels like. I say that, I have a really hard time keeping the slide on this one specific turn for some reason. The very first turn gives you the most trouble. I don't know why. I guess it's the one I have the at least a running start on. I managed to get 10,000 at one time though. I kind of blew that, unfortunately. Man, this one is not easy to do this. Also, am I crazy, or does the menu change every time I do it? It feels like the restart option is in different places sometimes. Of course, we saw another time where it wasn't present at all. What in the world? Specifically the first turn, I have a really hard time getting it to continue. I don't think I should waste a whole bunch of time like this. It's like 10 seconds I'm moving. But it probably gives me more speed at least to do this one slide more reliably. say that, and I do not do any better. Ah. I'm missing something here. Or maybe you should just bring a better buggy here, and then that's all. I'm still not sure whether you can or not. Should I go on the inside and then turn really hard? I can't tell. I guess so. See, once I start the second slide, I don't want to just turn as hard as I can. The trick there is I want to actually take that second slide, the second turn kind of gentle, it feels like. Yeah, so it goes on way longer like that. You just do donuts if you're careful. I feel like I've kept that going for a while, it felt like. Cash in my points, guys, please. Why don't you do that? I feel like I had that. I was at least really close to having the points for it, but I think I might have been close enough. Or I think I might have had enough. But they don't cash in whatever combo you're doing. It just gets wasted. Okay, well, cool, but that was still not worth anything. You know, I managed to successfully chain things together. Again, I guess I can afford to get some fewer points in the first one if I can get a whole bunch on the second one by doing donuts successfully. It's hard to tell really how I should try to break this up. Like, as soon as the slide starts, I basically want to try to come out of the slide and like make it really gentle, as if I really don't want to turn, because I start turning too hard and actually lose the slide really quickly. I think I need a really good slider for this to work. I don't have a lot of time for it either. Ah, shoot. I cashed it in too. I don't like I had any more time. Some of these, for gold, you have to really cut it close, it feels like. I've got the idea now, it feels like. I just need to pull the darn thing off and just not straightforward. That's weird how the slide stopped counting at the end there. I feel like I was still sliding, but I guess I was moving a little slowly. Well, never mind that. Oh, come on now. That was absolutely chained together. It fell apart. Oh, not respawn. Come on. I feel like sometimes respawns there and sometimes it's not. Maybe you're only allowed to use it in certain spots or something. I feel like I'm just so close to getting this. I feel like if I do manage to get this, it's probably a good indication I've actually understood fairly well how the slider mechanic works as well and how to best exploit it. Just probably a good thing for me to do. Darn it. I deliberately start on the inside of that turn to give myself a lot of room to swing outwards, and I still managed to come back on the inside into the tires. Sometimes I'm even trying to come out of the slide, and I just keep getting points for it. It's kind of funny. Sometimes the best way to slide is to try not to in a weird way. If you try too hard to slide, you just won't. And I completely flubbed that one again. Great. So yeah, great. Good luck getting another 14,000 points on this next slide in 10 seconds. Oh, geez, they're so strict about even linking these together. Why are they... It feels like half the time you just can't even link them together because the timing is so incredibly tight. I felt close to this like 20 minutes ago. Oh, come on now. Didn't manage to initiate it that time. Look at that! It's not like there's anything happening between me doing one slide and the other, it's just... Sometimes it takes time for one slide to start after one ends, despite you doing them directly back to back by any sensible definition. It's like there was any time where I was going straight in between those. I was sliding the whole time. Maybe better on the next one. Not like that. I need to do really well on the last one now, which is possible but hard. Although the time limit makes it pretty difficult too. I don't think I'm doing poorly on most of these turns or anything at this point. I occasionally completely ruin one, but still, like that was pretty okay on all of them. I had to turn more to regain the drift. You basically have to try to turn as gently as possible, still maintaining the drift. There was one time I managed to like just start doing donuts while holding a drift, and I don't know how I managed to do that. If I could just manage to do that consistently, I think I'd be fine. That would make the holding very, very easy. Oh, come on. You don't get to just say that that's not one leading into the other one. Why is this so finicky? Those are right next to each other. Slide started really, really late. Completely dropped that at the end. Man, the lesson there almost seemed to be just not even to try to do the way things the game's suggesting and actually like slide on the turns. Instead just do donuts basically. But I was not able to get good drifts going while just sitting on the turn that way. Yeah, see, now I'm not managing to do it at all. I think part of it is just letting yourself do it sort of neutrally. And there are times where I find that I manage to keep the drift going pretty long by just not holding any direction. That wouldn't have been a bronze if you let me end my combo, guys. You have to give me the points that I earned. If you do that, then I pass. Why in the world don't they do that? I've never seen a game that just ignores any points that you were building up in a combo when the timer runs out. Yeah, that's the secret, I guess, is what's going on here. That I just hadn't gotten. I was trying to steer the entire time and just... Yeah, I was trying to steer the entire time and keep my drift going. But no, the right thing to do is to just let go of the wheel. Let the drift start, and then let go. If you've set it up right, at least. And of course you can pull out of it and come on now. And of course after that you can pull out of it and try to combo into sliding in the opposite direction and so on. But okay, you actually need to stop the drift. You just need to cash it in. Okay, as promised. So I finally figured out the thing here. The thing to do to keep it going is to just let go of the stick. Okay. Lesson learned. You need to learn the lesson to get gold. You could just also tell me that game, but... Okay.